Was the worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance in Business, Mindset, Wellness, and Success to help you master disruption.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
Welcome to WholeCEO with Lisa G. I'm so excited today. We have Dr. Gerard Meyer, PhD, physio, psychologist, lead innovator in the development of education and training programs for mind-focused coaching, former president and CEO of Carnegie Mellon Driver Training Safety Institute. He's developed a person-centered investigating all of the cognitive means for optimizing well-being and system performance. Welcome, Gerard.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Lisa. It's a pleasure to meet with you.
I'm so happy to have you here. What you're doing in the world is so important, and that's why I want to jump right into the content. I'm pausing this for 1 second. Okay, let's jump right into the content. How important is it to stay on your destination?
Well, it's not how easy it is to stay on your destination. And that's part of the specificity of our method. We don't start with any patient, with any client, with any consulting, even for corporation, before having a clear picture. Where do you want to go? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to end up? It's called, in educational science, modern educational science, it's called backward design. Start by the end in mind. And these have a relation also with the difference between mental health and mental wellness. The mental health starts, so to speak, at the left of your screen and come to the middle where you have got a problem. And they try to get you unstuck or to remove your problem or to maintain you at a better stage. But in that model, the client is called a patient because he's patiently waiting to have a diagnostic, to have a prognostic, to have an intervention, to have a surgery, to have a pill, to get better, but he does nothing. In the model of wellness, it's totally different because it's goal-oriented, it's backward design, it's at the right side, exterior of right side of your screen, and this is where you want to be, and then we bring you to there from the center of the screen. So you get where you want to be. So in that model, you are very active, you do it every day, you choose what type of well-being you want, not what type the life is pushing you, going through the flow. This way, you choose what river you want to ride, and then you get to your destination. So the destination is not something you go by chance, it's something you decide, which suits all what you want to do. And it cannot be a laundry list. I want a nice car, a nice girlfriend, I want money, I want to travel, I want to be young and happy, even if I am old. No, you need to make a choice of what is it you want for you. And that's a choice. So that's why the system is called mindful choice, because it's a choice made by your mind and not a choice made by your emotion in your brain. So because humans are mammalian too. And like every mammalian, we have flight, fight, freeze response. And that is a response which is from your emotion and from your DNA. Humans have on the top of it, have what we call the new brain, which is where is the prefrontal cortex, where you choose and you decide. You do 45,000 decisions a day. How many do you remember? Very few, because they are not made by your conscious. They are made by your subconscious.
Right.
So we help people to be conscious in the choice they make of where they want to go. So that's the destination. So you need to stay absolutely on your destination.
I
And
love
to stay on your destination, you need to have the word, some words, some image of
yes,
your destination
yes,
on the top of your mind very clearly. And if you need to put post-it on your fridge, put it also. But it needs to be the prior, the principal place of what you want to achieve in life. So
I love
that's a way to be, and you need to keep it always in your mind because it's a beacon, because then it helps you to make choice. So what's a good choice? What is a bad choice? It's not what makes you feel good. No, a good choice is what brings you to your destination quicker, faster. A bad choice is what takes you away of your destination. So now you see from your destination, you know how to choose what you will do in your life. So that's a very good thing.
I love that. I really always think for any goal, really, you got to know what do you want and why do you want it. And if you don't know your destination, you're just sort of flailing around in life. And I've been that way myself sometimes. It's really good for me to do a meditation in the morning and focus on what are my top goals and what are the action steps I can take to get there. And how can you help us keep in mind the journey to reach your destination?
That's exactly a good question because you have the destination on the journey. The destination is where you want to be. On the journey is the way you go there. Sometimes you walk there. Sometimes you fly there. Sometimes you take a car or you go off-road. But it always goes to your destination one way or another. So the journey is really something important because it's what you, so to do that, you need to have your everyday target. So those targets are aligned with your destination. On this way, it's the path for your destination. And by the way, your journey is important. Don't go to bed before you have decided what are the items you want to do to achieve. You wanted to achieve today that maybe you have not done today, but you want to do tomorrow. It's very important to put a notch in front of the, I would say, the different stage of the journey you do.
I love
Then
that.
everything is fine.
I love that. So it's really good to plant a seed in your subconscious mind in the morning and at night of what are the action steps that you need to take to hit your destination so that you're not just doing busy work, but you're actually working on the goals and the dreams that are going to move you to the direction that you want to go in your life. And
Exactly.
I want to know with your and your mind and body relationship to manage stress and time to avoid tunnel vision, because I feel that your work is so important right now as much as it always has been, because so many of us are working crazy hours since this lockdown started. So how can you avoid this tunnel vision effect?
Even more than that, now you sleep in the office.
I bring
Because
my
your office is at home. Your office is at home.
It's a
So
problem.
you sleep at the office by now. Even you, if you don't sleep on your desk, but it's still
Yeah,
your home is your office, and your office is your home. So
right.
there is you need to have boundaries. Okay, so tunnel vision effect. Tunnel vision effect is something where you have something stressful, something which takes you out of your comfort zone, will elevate your blood pressure, your heartbeat, therefore will elevate your blood pressure, will change your breathing pattern, will trigger some type of hormonal discharge. And it's a physiological thing. You see it close like that, your eyes close like that, and you see in a little hole. And when you are there, you polarize and you only see the problem. And that's all my research and all the scientific research we develop, because we have been able to develop and to show for Congress at Carnegie Mellon, that you always end up where you look. And you don't just look with your eyes, you look also with your mind. So now, whatever you smell, whatever you taste, whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you touch, or whatever you think which disturb you, can completely make you, paralyze you, and make you not see the solution. So when you are in the tunnel vision effect, you need to avoid that, to stay always, even if there is a problem, you need to continue to look towards a solution. Because if you look at the solution, you will have a solution. But if you look at the problem, you will remain in the problem. And that is a discipline we teach with mindful choice, because it's binary. Because you cannot be at home and be outside. It cannot be good and be bad. It's one or the other. So you reason binary, and that's why the computer are doing so much good result, because they can go very quick because they are binary. And if we teach humans to think in a binary way, they can be very efficient. Humans are a wonderful machine which can adapt and do extraordinary things. So that's the things. But you need also to cultivate in your day, in addition to the tunnel vision effect, that the four big pillars of success, you need to cultivate a positive attitude to celebrate daily your success, and also your small success, your big success, and be also very, you need to be grateful for life, because as much you have life, you can change every outcome. It's a decision you make. You can choose everything in your life, even the misery you have. It's a matter of choice. So that's why it's called mindful choice. We teach you to make a choice made by the mind, not by the emotion, because emotion is our primal way of reaction.
Right.
On the primate mammalian does not reason, it reacts. And that's what we need to do to know how to think, because the society does not teach us to think. You have everything on the computer, on your telephone, on this, on that. You need even to choose what you don't want, because you cannot have everything. So that's choice is the most important thing you have, because if you use well your choice, then you will be happy. But if things come to you not by choice, by obligation, by fact of life, then you are not happy. Even if it's a lot of money. Look at all those people who win the lottery and they became poor a few years later because they did not become rich by choice.
Right.
By accident, but by accident. So you want to avoid accident in life, then you make choice, good choice. Okay, that's basically what I would suggest.
Well, I love that. I love that you bring up so many good points here to unpack about celebrating the small successes and about being grateful and focusing on your destination. And do you recommend like a meditation kind of breathing technique to sort of get you into away from tunnel vision and working towards your goal and destination?
You need to be trained to not get in tunnel vision, because once you are in tunnel vision, it's like an internal bleeding in your stomach. You don't feel anything. Tunnel vision, you don't feel it. You lose perspective. You are in the tunnel vision. So you need to be trained to avoid to be in tunnel vision, to avoid to be stressed. And yes, it's meditation, but more important than meditation, it's proper breathing. It's called the yogi breathing. It's called the diaphragmic breathing.
Right.
First, you breathe by the nose, you exhale by the mouth with a little pressure, and you put the air on the lower part of your stomach. Because when you do that, you push with that little pressure on the plexus, and the plexus push on the vagal nerve. And the vagal nerve is a rheostat of all your glandular system, including the brain. So it's very simple, but if you do that, you have great result. So that's why when you work, when you do anything, you need to keep time for yourself. You need to keep time to be with friends, to take care of others, but you need also to take time to play. You need to play. You need to keep what you are like a child. You need to keep the child in you and rediscover simple pleasure of a child. And then life will be great and you will be very successful.
Well, I'm so happy that you came on to discuss this very important topic. I feel like in the first 12 months of this pandemic, we've all been stuck in our subconscious fear, fight or flight brain because our bodies have not been made to withhold this kind of stress constantly. So where can people find you and learn more about what you're doing? It's such important work.
Well, you can contact us and go to our website. It's www.mentalwellnesssociety.com. Mental wellness, WELLNESS society.com. And then you can contact us, reach us, many ways to be in contact with us. But yes, after the pandemic, we need to learn how to go back to an office. It will never be like before. So we need to learn the new after COVID, which is a new life. And the big change is before COVID, people had stress because they had too many choices, too many things they could do, and not enough time or money to do it, or energy. So it was a problem of plenty too much of frustration. Now, from COVID, you don't have too much, you don't have too many choices, you don't have too many things you can choose, and that's why the people are even more miserable than before because they lost their freedom. And you need to prioritize. That's your family, your work, your friends, yourself. Take care of yourself, be happy. And you need to work on that.
Well,
It's a hard work.
that.
It's a hard work to be happy in life.
Thank you for bringing that up. And that's why I'm so happy you're here. And be happy, you guys. Be well. Check out the Mental Wellness Society. And I will see you on the next episode.
And listen to Lisa because she has good tips to give you.
Thank you, Gerard.